I don't know, you go on holiday for a couple of weeks, then it all starts happening in transport locally. The big news while I was away surrounded the opening date of the West Midlands Metro extension to Dudley. It will see trams running from the current line 1 of the Metro from Wednesbury to Dudley town centre, as you can see on this map. The new route leaves the existing line close to the Metro depot, which is currently being expanded, and uses part of the old South Staffordshire railway line for most of its route. As you can see behind me, the line carries on through the site of what was Dudley railway station, now housing the National Light Rail Innovation Centre, and from there it goes up to a new interchange at Dudley town centre. Already delayed once, its opening is delayed yet again. Instead of opening later this year, it's now been extended until next year. To get an idea of the progress on the extension, I've come to Dudleyport railway station, which will be a major interchange between the Metro and the National Rail network. If I spin round, you can see progress on the Dudleyport tram stop. Well, in fact, there isn't a massive amount of progress. There's no tracks down. They have put a ramp in, but can't seem to see the stop emerging at all. In a statement, Transport for West Midlands said construction work would be finalised during November, but that we are working hard with our partners Midlands Metro Limited, MML, to launch the new extension as early as possible in 2026. Our priority over the weeks ahead is a rigorous schedule of driver training, tram and track testing and final safety checks to make sure that everything is safe and ready to welcome passengers on board. It's a bitter blow for the West Midlands Metro, potential passengers and the Midlands Metro Alliance, which is building the scheme. Another project facing delays is the last thing anyone wanted. After all, this project has already taken the best part of 30 years to become reality. But the fact is, construction of this line has taken longer than expected and unforeseen issues appear to have plagued the project. Perhaps in the lessons learned report, once the line's open, it should be noted that more survey work ahead of construction should have been carried out. One of the most recent problems to hit the scheme has been issues with gardens on Middle Meadow in Tipton, which backs onto the new line. Residents have been complaining about their gardens subsiding as a result of the work. Metro Alliance officials have engaged specialist engineers to carry out an investigation to identify the potential cause. Regardless of the issues in Middle Meadow, the Metro scheme is not yet finished, and even when it is, there's still much to do, and that means a further delay to the opening, possibly until April next year. But the Metro isn't the only scheme suffering delays. When this channel last looked at Birmingham's Camp Hill line, its heavy rail stations were progressing well. It's another scheme that's been delayed several times, and there were promises that work would be complete by the end of this year, and that could still happen. But that doesn't mean that trains will be running with passengers. Transport for West Midlands previously said that should happen early next year. However, there's still no date for the actual opening to passengers, and that's mainly due to the time needed for what's called the entry into service process. That includes testing, training, certification and transfer of ownership from Transport for West Midlands to the operator West Midlands Trains. An added complication is that the ownership of the West Midlands Trains franchise is changing. The reform of the railways will mean that the operation of the trains will switch from being privately run to being run by the government from the 1st of February next year. That change of ownership clearly overlaps with the handover and the entry into service period. It's not good timing on the government's part, but it's committed to bringing all train operations under its control by 2027, and the pace of change needs to be maintained. The stations, when they open, will be in Zone 3 of the West Midlands Rail network, and that means that fares to Birmingham New Street should be around £3.80 for a single trip. The service will use these new Class 196 trains in a 4-car formation. Once the platforms reach a certain state of readiness, then the driver training process can start. That's expected to take around 3 months to complete. At the time of posting this video in the middle of October, that training had yet to start. Despite the delays on both projects, they are worth the wait, as both will bring much needed connectivity to different parts of the region, hopefully persuading more people to ditch their cars and hop on public transport instead. Finally, some good news. The scheduled opening of the Metro extension to Birmingham's east side is happening soon. Following these overnight test runs a couple of months ago, linked to video above, everything is now set for the trams to carry their first passengers before Christmas. Well, I do hope you've found this scheme update interesting. If so, please don't forget to like and subscribe and recommend the channel to your friends.